we would be better off if Mark Carney would hide under a rock than we are with him traveling around the world. Everywhere he goes, we end up with higher tariffs.
Are you serious?
I don't know. I mean,
No. Do you realize?
This is the conversation because
Just if I could, do you realize what they've done to you?
Who's they?
The government.
Oh boy.
Clinton Jaws, please like this video. It's the only thing I care about. Your likes. Pierre Poilievre, he drops the F-bomb. I got him muted out, though. But I've never heard him say it, and I liked it. Today, he's talking to the press. This is just a short snippet. But I love how he worded this.
Mr. Poilievre, good morning. How should the government handle the EV tariff situation with China? How can you restore canola free trade with China? Would you be in favor of removing EV tariffs on China?
No, I would not. And this is another example of Mark Carney's weakness abroad costing Canadians at home. So Beijing hits Canada with higher tariffs on fertilizer, on canola and fish harvesters and numerous other agricultural products.
Canola is
and what
a
does
type
Mark
of
Carney
oil.
do? He gives them $1 billion taxpayer-backed loan to buy, so that we can buy Chinese-made ships. So he's taking Canadian jobs away from Canadian workers to give them to a country that is hammering our farmers and fish harvesters with tariffs. You know, it's incredible. Everywhere Mark Carney goes, we get hit with higher tariffs. You know, some people think I've criticized him for traveling. It's not his traveling, it's his results. Let's go through the background.
Listen.
He goes to Washington, gets wonderful, gushing media coverage. What's the result? The Americans double tariffs on Canada. He goes to Europe.
But he's done so much.
Twice to UK. And what do? Lock in the blockade against Canadian beef production. He meets with the Chinese premier.
What happened?
And what do the Chinese do? They double tariffs on our farmers and fish harvesters. It's that we would be better off if Mark Carney would hide under a rock than we are with him traveling around the world. Everywhere he goes, we end up with higher tariffs. You know what I mean? Like, if he would lock himself in a room, we would be getting a better result on tariffs than we are right now. It has been a gigantic bait and switch. We were sold about this brilliant negotiator. Where is it? Point to me to a single win anywhere in the world. And by the way,
who would have thought?
These agreements he gets, they're not agreements. They're declarations that can contain in the very first page that they have no legal binding and that they have no finances involved. So despite these public relations tours that he does around the world at great expense to taxpayers, all he has brought home is heavier tariffs on Canadians and a weaker Canadian economy.
Good job.
We need a new direction for our country, one that puts Canada first, one that will unlock our industry, make us a nation that is strong, self-reliant, and stands on its own two feet, that produces its own resources, that rewards hard work with low taxes, fast permits, and the best business environment in the world. That's the vision we have for Canada. Let's put our country first.
Thank you. That concludes today's event.
Thank you very much, everybody.
He's on a new podcast. I think it's like their third episode, and they already got a huge guest, Poilievre. It's called Cant Be Censored. I have no problem with the hosts here. They've given me no. Okay. Poilievre gets him here. And I enjoyed watching it. So the hosts are doing a good job. I'll leave a link in the description. You can watch the full episode at Cant Be Censored.
It is that Bob from Gold Star TV, a 19-inch color TV.
It's a brand new TV.
Remote control with bright, clear picture, a quality TV from Gold Star.
Okay, I taped this earlier today because I thought it was hilarious. I didn't mean to put this up. Guess how much that TV is? $19, right?
Price of this gift is $595.
$600! And I used to own one of these. I remember pushing these buttons. I guess in some ways we got it good, but is it good?
Let's give her what, John?
Sanyo's answering service.
It's an answering
with a
machine.
Micro-sized remote control. It automatically records the number of calls, indicates when to listen, and distinguishes old calls from new
Answering
calls,
machine.
all within seconds.
That's
$7.
$300. Do you want a 3 or a 0?
Anyways. There he is. What he says here about police is almost bang on.
we have a tiny group of criminals who do a phenomenal amount of crime.
Yep.
And
The majority.
they're in and out of the system literally multiple times a week. So the question is, why do we keep letting them out? And the answer is liberal laws require judges to do that. Under C-75, the judge is required to release the offender, and I'm quoting now, at the earliest opportunity under the least onerous conditions. So we blame the judges. So why would you release this monster? Well, he looks at the law, and it says he has to release them.
Even when the Conservatives were in, they were still being released.
So what do? Get rid of
wants
that
to do
liberal
something
law and bring jail, not bail. Bring mandatory prison sentences. 3 strikes, you're out. 3 serious offenses, and you go away forever. That's how we will end the crime crisis.
Okay, so that's on the judicial legislative side. On the enforcement side, we're seeing our neighbors to the south, President Trump sending troops in, federal troops in to help with law enforcement. Do you foresee the need for federal assistance in our cities here? What do you think of that approach?
Hastings Street in Vancouver?
No, I don't, because the federal government is not the solution. It's the problem. The police are already doing their jobs,
Listen,
but they have a criminal code to enforce.
where is it?
Well, who wrote the criminal code? The federal government. So we have police. They do good work, but their work is immediately undone by the criminal code. They've gotten to the point where they say they have something called FIDO.
True.
FIDO. I'll put it politely. Forget it. Drive on.
F-bomb.
It's not forget it. It's another word that I know this is a family-friendly audience.
No, it's not Cant Be Censored.
But they
Don't
okay.
censor yourself here.
Okay, all right. Fuck it. Drive on.
Yeah.
That's what they police call it. I'm quoting them. And why do they drive on? Because they know that the work that they will have to do to take the criminal in for remand will be more demanding, will take them away from the streets longer than the criminal will actually stay behind bars. So it's not worth even arresting them anymore.
He's partly true. Okay, we don't actually drive on. We used to say it all the time over the radio, but never actually drove on. It was just there was no point. We all did our job. We all did the arrests. We would arrest the guy, bring him back, spend hours of paperwork on the guy, send him to court in the morning, and he gets out in an hour. Every time, all the time. Not just one time. Not 3 times, not 500 times. All the time. And so, yeah, we were like, F it, drive on. But we didn't actually drive on. Because if we did, we'd get fired, obviously. But I remember I once said to somebody, it was something like the majority of my job is a complete waste of time. Pointless. You're writing up the documents to send with him to court, and you know it's not going anywhere. 5 people on the watch, a couple of them tied up all night on paperwork, only 3 people on the road.
More demanding, will take them away from the streets longer than the criminal will actually stay behind bars. So it's not worth even arresting them anymore.
Yeah.
If we get rid of the liberal laws, bring in jail, not bail, the police will have a workload that is so much lighter, and our justice system will no longer be overloaded with remand court cases that treat the same damn criminals over and over again. We will lock them up. We will throw away the keys.
Sounds good to me.
And the demands will immediately come off the back of the police, so they can spend their time actually keeping our community safe, connecting with young people, mentoring youth, the things that police used to be able to do before this chaos.
The hosts bring up housing, and his response, Pierre Poilievre's response, is priceless.
You often talk about home ownership as the Canadian dream, but if, let's say, half a generation that's not even a possibility for them, should we maybe change the narrative, the framing of, success from renting or owning a home to, renting or,
I don't know where they got this question from.
I mean, I guess does the metric need to change? Is the Canadian dream anymore owning a home, or can it be renting?
Are you serious?
I don't know. I mean,
No. Do you realize?
This is the conversation because
Just if I could, do you realize what they've done to you?
Who's they?
The government.
What have they done to us? Oh, boy.
They just
Oh, boy.
tricked you into massively lowering your expectations
Lower on the bar.
for your quality of life. I find it heartbreaking that people are being tricked into thinking that their lives have to be permanently worse than they were 10 years
But
ago.
why is it worse to be a renter?
Why it's worse to rent
Renter.
permanently means you'll never be able to build up home equity. Home equity is the basis for most retirements. It means that you'll always be paying off the mortgage of a multinational corporation that rents you your place rather than building up ownership in a place that you can call your own. Owning a home was something we took for granted only 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And the
2015.
government has
That's when I
enacted
bought this house.
policies that have
For
doubled the housing cost. Now, let's be clear. This wasn't an inevitable phenomenon that was unavoidable.
Yeah.
Our housing costs in Canada have risen 35% faster than incomes for the full Liberal decade. That is the worst gap of any OECD nation. Why is it that when you go to Niagara in the States, you can buy a house for 60% less than Niagara in Canada? 15 minutes apart. So same geography, same population density, and yet somehow it's more than twice as expensive on the Canadian side of the border. Let's isolate the problem. Liberals created this mess. They had excess money printing and immigration, which boosted demand, and they funded bureaucracies and put in taxes that block supply. When governments inflate demand and restrict supply, the price rises. We should not accept that could go on anymore. We need to reverse the Liberal policies that doubled housing costs. That means stop printing money, bring in a number of new people that we can absorb, and remove the taxes and bureaucracy so that we can build homes affordably like we did for 160 years before the Liberals took office.
So good. And I'm not on these hosts. I mean, they asked the question. It was how they felt. And Pierre hit it out of the park. And that's why I still like him. I feel like he's changed. If I would have asked, did you fire your campaign manager? Are you going to fire your what do you think about your campaign manager? Who told you to smile and talk at the same time? I would ask stuff like that. Why did you change your behavior? Who's instructing you? Was this your choice? Or how about this one? Do you regret at your Nanoose rally? 4 of the biggest Canadian YouTubers for news and politics at that time were outside supporting you, meeting your supporters. They've gotten you millions upon millions of views. Do you regret not introducing yourself to them? Do you regret not even acknowledging them? That's the stuff I would ask. Because I'd be like, because Trump got voted in because of Charlie Kirk, Joe Rogan, Megyn Kelly, Dave Rubin, Ben Shapiro. The young people and YouTubers, that's your key to winning. Anyways, I'm not harping on them. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.